You've tuned in to the Crispy Noodle Podcast
You realize what you've done?
with Rich Liebig
A real gangster plays his cards, right?
and Michael Costanzo.
What was that you just read?
Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news.
Good times, noodle salad.
The point is, you now have the ability to be happy.
And now, here's Rich and Mike on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Woo! Yeah! How you guys doing?
What's up, everybody?
It is time for this week's episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. We have sports, entertainment, and odd news topics to get to on this week's episode. But before we get into all of those topics at hand, I think we need to do a little bit of a rewind because this is actually our first show in like 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you want to review everything that happened?
Well, I just think that the podcast gods didn't want us recording last week.
Yeah.
It was a series of unfortunate events, back to back to back.
It really did. It felt like it was like we were cursed last week. So The first thing off the bat was we were under a tornado warning last Tuesday.
Right.
Which was bizarre. I mean, the Philadelphia area does not get tornadoes.
No, we typically don't. They've seemed to be on the rise recently, but last week,
Yeah, you're good.
I'm still good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So yeah, last week, I'm huddled down in the basement.
There we go. Yep.
And Rich calls me. He goes, "Hey, I don't think we're going to be able to record."
Yeah.
because I'm stuck in traffic. I'm like, I'm stuck in my basement. So
It was bizarre.
It was bizarre. But we did get together the next day.
So just to go back to that,
Yeah.
it usually takes me like 25, 30 minutes to get home from work.
Right.
It took me like an hour and change. It was crazy.
The
rain,
Northeast got pummeled.
the rain was like so bad you couldn't
Yeah.
see in front of you. Trees were falling down left and right. There was flooding happening. It was like it was bizarre. I've never seen anything like that. And
Yeah.
of course, it happened on the day that we're supposed to record.
Tornadoes and flooding, and it was just the whole Northeast just got pummeled. There was crazy flooding in some parts of the Northeast.
Yes. But that's why we kind of have like a backup day prepared, which is
Yep.
Wednesday. So we're like, okay, we'll do the podcast Wednesday. We get here, we're about to do the podcast, and our camera system goes on the fritz.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
And this was like an 11th hour kind of thing. Like the camera
Yeah.
goes, and we're like, okay, we spent some time trying to figure it out. And then we're like, do we do audio? Do we do a shortened thing? Do we do webcams?
At that point, it was just too late.
It just got too late, and
Yeah, because we were trying to do whatever we could to try and salvage an episode.
Yeah.
But it was all for naught. And it was just crazy. It was like the podcast gods did not want us to give like a podcast last week.
It just threw every impediment in our way.
But now we're here.
We are fighters. We came through.
Yes, and we are
Still
back.
here.
We're back here now, ready to give you a fresh episode finally after 2 weeks. Our last episode was before 4th of July.
Yes.
This is our first July episode. And it's like already in the middle of
It's already
July.
in the middle of July. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
funny. I didn't think of it that way. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are in July.
Which also needs to be said. I officially never got the chance to wish you a happy birthday here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Thank you. Yes,
I know,
that happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah, but I am wearing the shirt you got me with the Triceratops
Yay.
dinosaur. Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I do. It's very comfortable. It's very soft.
I know. That's what
I have to get more of these shirts.
That initially was why I first picked it up, and then I was like, "Oh, it's got a dinosaur on it. Perfect for Mikey."
The dinosaur was an afterthought. It was just because it was nice and soft.
I mean, that's why I pulled it out.
Yeah.
And then I saw it had the dinosaur on it, and I'm like, "Oh, there you go.
There
Perfect."
you go. Perfect. I don't have any Triceratops.
Well, this is your
So
first one.
That's a good
and
one.
now you can add to your dinosaur T-shirt collection.
I have a weird number of them.
How many are you up to?
I think this is my 4th. I have Sue. I have another T-Rex one.
That's weird. That's like a name.
Well,
Wait,
it's
this one's
because
still
it's the one
Sue?
that says Sue. The T-Rex in
Yeah.
the Field Museum. Yeah, I think this is 4 officially now.
So 3 more, and you can have one every day of the week.
Oh, that's my new goal. That'll be a goal for going forward.
Yeah.
By 2026, I want to have one for every day of the week.
There you go. Perfect.
It's a good thing to have it on a T-shirt. But yeah, it was my birthday. Went to Shady Maple. That was like 2 weeks ago. More recently, though, I got a chance to finish the Indiana Jones video game. Great
yes.
Circle.
How did you
So,
like it?
I thought it was fantastic. It's a little odd at first to get into because it's first person, but it's still like you're using the whip to climb and navigate, and it does this weird thing where when you jump onto a ledge, it like zooms out to third person, and then when you climb up onto the ledge, it zooms back into first person, and it's like
so it switches the
it's
perspective.
it's a little jarring at first. You get used to it. The AI, not the brightest, so a lot of the stealth can just be handled by just throwing stuff, or if you get caught, you can just punch your way through most encounters.
Yes.
As long as none of the bad guys have like really powerful guns, you can just rush them and punch.
Yeah,
and I'm
my kind of game.
Yeah, I'm playing on normal difficulty. I got killed maybe a handful of times, through sheer stupidity. But the story was a lot of fun. The puzzles were really fantastic. A lot of like environmental puzzles, pulling levers here, navigating a little obstacle course and trying to figure out the right combination of, spinny ancient things.
So many of those spinny ancient things.
Yeah, and there's... So, if you want to be on the podcast, you got to come over here, yeah.
Yeah, Bruno's giving us the finger.
He's dancing in the background.
There you go.
But yeah, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, solid, like 8.5 out of 10.
Perfect.
Strongly recommend it. Really, really fun. Has a good combination of stealth, action, platforming, puzzles, and semi-open world segments too. So
there you go.
Good time
review.
all around. Yeah. If you like Indiana Jones, you're going to be a big, big fan of the game.
All right, there you go. Sounds good.
Yeah. And what have you been up to?
Yeah. So I mean, went to Rehoboth on 4th of July, so that was fun.
Nice.
I stayed in the pool. I tried to avoid the beach as much as I could, so that was good.
Yeah, the pool is just as good.
Yeah, it's nice and chill.
And you guys are close enough that you still get the smell of the beach and the wind and, all that.
Yeah. So that was a good extended weekend. And then so I mean, like, I'll just go right to it because I got my Ghost shirt on. I'm ready for Ghost. Ghost is in town this weekend.
Oh, nice.
And I'm ready to see them. I'm excited. I'm looking up all of the set lists and everything that they've been playing leading up to this tour.
Do they have anything new planned?
Well, I mean, they've got,
The last album just came out recently.
Right. They've got 4 songs off of Skeletor on most of the set lists that are going to be played. But they're trying to pull some songs off of Opus Eponymous, the first album that they did.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see which songs they pull from that.
Nice
when they
little
come to Philly.
Throwback, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I've been playing Ghost nonstop this week leading up to it. I'm sure everybody around me is like, stop it! No,
I mean, Ghost
is a big deal.
And they're fantastic. I'm not just saying that because you're a fan of them. I've become a fan of them too over the past couple of years.
Yay.
Especially their more recent stuff. I always say I like the kind of almost like pop prog rock direction that they've been going in the past couple albums.
Yes.
It's don't let the imagery and the iconography scare you away. The songs are very catchy, pretty accessible, I think, as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a fantastic band.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to seeing them this weekend. I've just been all kind of it's
ghosting out.
That's what's playing on my Spotify. That's what's playing in my car.
Yeah, but how's that different
ready.
from normal?
I might have a little bit more variety.
Okay,
but for the most part, yeah, this is all Ghost all the time with me in my soundtrack in my head.
Okay.
All right, so there you go. I think that covers up everything personal leading up to this because we inadvertently haven't been on.
It's been a while.
It's our first July episode.
Yeah.
So on that note, I think it's time to officially get into some news topics at hand. Let's do the first batch of topics. Do you remember how to do the show, Mike?
No.
There you go. All right. The first batch of topics revolve around sports. It's time for the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports.
In your face. Ha ha! That's right. Sports coming at you in your face here in this first part of the show. Let's start off with. You want to start off with British Open?
Yep.
That's fine.
So yeah, not a lot of sports news this week. That's why
Sorry about that.
That's why we're a little off our game, because normally we're a bit sports heavy, but we're in a kind of a lull in the sports world right now.
No, this is important. The Open Championship is this weekend.
It is important. That's what I was going to pivot to. There is one major event, though, a literal major.
Yep, the last of the 4 majors.
That's right.
Happening starting Thursday, the Open Championship.
The Open. Not the British Open, the Open.
That's how the British call it, because
it's the only one.
They think they don't need the title of British Open on it.
Well, naturally, everybody knows that the Open is the Open.
Yeah.
According to them.
Right. So, whatever. It's still the British Open. This is the last of the 4 majors, so at least they get the whole, saving the best for last, if they want to, use that tagline.
They could. Yeah.
Anyway, this course is going to be very interesting. We are heading to Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. So maybe this gives Rory McIlroy a little bit of an edge.
Maybe.
He's not too far from home, so
doesn't have to travel far.
If there is such a thing as a home course advantage, maybe this might be it.
I mean, is that true? Would he, have played at this course more than others? Maybe that might give him a slight edge.
I don't know about more, significantly more than others, but I think it's just more of general ease. You just know
he's with his people. He's in.
If you want to rest at home,
right?
All the other people have to go find hotels. They have to find.
There's a lot of logistics and planning for him.
Right.
It's I'll just pop down to the course.
Right. I'm just going home. He probably has relatives. He could probably go see his relatives. He's probably. If he doesn't have a house there, he could probably just stay with his relatives, save money.
Or if he is traveling, it's like a 2-hour train ride instead of a 6-hour flight.
Yeah.
Way different.
So, there's certain personal advantages. I wouldn't say it's an outright.
He's a little more relaxed and rested going into it, perhaps.
It's not like an outright course advantage. It's just more of you're more at ease as opposed to the other golfers.
That makes sense.
As a result, he is second favored to win the British Open.
Only second.
Yep. Because Scotty Scheffler has still been dominating the golf world. So let me go over from the top to the bottom. Scotty Scheffler, he's at 5-1 to win.
Okay.
He's the world number 1. It makes sense.
Yeah.
He's already got a PGA Championship this year.
Yeah. It's the easy, pick for number 1.
Yeah. It's the safe bet, if you will. Then Rory McIlroy at 7-1, home course, so maybe he's got a little bit of advantage there. Then we've got Jon Rahm at 12-1. He's been having some runs that he could make it to the top and win a major. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for him there.
Not a name we hear a lot, though.
To a degree, yeah. I mean, I don't know. In terms of trying to think of there was a couple majors that he was in contention with, but he pops up.
He was up there, close to the top of the pack.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he pops up. Then we've also got Bryson DeChambeau at 18-1.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's a mainstay at the top.
Yeah, every now and then it's his short game. He's got to get that short game all together because he can bomb it. He's built like Schwarzenegger. He no fairway is an issue for him. It's just all about the short game and putting.
It's great you can get it there, but you got to finish.
Yeah. Then we have Tommy Fleetwood Mac, as I call him. He's at 25-1, as well as Xander Schauffele at 25-1. Shane Lowry at 25-1 as well. Colin Morikawa at 30-1. We also have Brooks Koepka at 50-1. He's been dealing with some nagging health issues, unfortunately. I know he's been a guy that we love to follow.
Yeah, he's been a little quiet recently, I think.
He's been dealing with some nagging health injuries.
Yeah.
I think this just wasn't his year. I think
it happens.
Yeah.
Even to the best of them.
Yep. Justin Rose, who made it all the way to the end at Augusta against Rory McIlroy and almost stole the Masters from him. He's at 50-1 as well.
Surprising he's not higher up then, the fact that he went the distance.
Yeah. And here's one I think you're going to scratch your head at is the U.S. Open champion, J.J. Spawn, 90-1. The bookies seem to think it was just kind of more luck than skill, I guess.
I mean, it's a name that we haven't really heard much over the past decade plus of doing the podcast, so I guess the bookies are thinking, that was his 15 minutes, his one shot at fame and glory. Kind of bringing him back down to earth here with those longer odds.
Yeah. And then of course there's like the whole list of all the golfers if you want to get into it. But those are the big ones I highlighted off the top of my head that I wanted to reminisce and chat about. But we shall see. That it is an open championship, so as long as you qualified for one of the previous events or through another criteria, or if you're on the PGA Tour, you get in. So it's this is a wide field.
Lots of golfers.
Yes, a wide field is in this one. And it'll be interesting to see how well they handle some links golf, especially in Northern Ireland. Will the weather cooperate? That's a big factor.
Windy and rainy, yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be very interesting to see how these professional golfers try and tame this course. Hopefully, I want some challenges, but I don't want it to be
you don't
like
want it to be
Oakmont.
sloppy, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun for just like that weekend. I hope that doesn't continue.
Yeah.
I think now we've had that out of the system. I think we want to see like some decent competitive golf now.
You want one of them to go completely sideways, but the other ones you want to be just, high quality competitive golf.
You have 4 majors, all right? So you want one of them to be wacky, and we had that one with the U.S. Open at Oakmont.
Right.
I'm good.
So it's time to get their act together now,
Kind of.
is what you're saying.
I want to,
Shape up.
I think, weather gods, pay attention.
Enough with the tornadoes and the flooding. Get it together.
Keep that in America.
Well, what if that storm cell that came through here is now working its way towards
Northern Ireland?
The British Isles,
Uh-oh.
yeah. They might catch the back end of it,
Does the timing match up? I think it might be too far
I have
out.
no idea. I know nothing about weather.
I think it's too far out.
Maybe.
But
We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. You never know. But it is something to keep an eye out for. It is something to watch this weekend to see the top golfers try and handle a traditional links course and see who will get the last major. Unfortunately, that is true. That will pretty much mark the end of our golf following.
Yeah, they had a good run this year, though.
Yeah, I gotta say.
Lots of surprises and, like you said, the one wacky major.
Yeah, I feel like every major this year has been very fun to watch.
Yeah. So a lot of fun this season for golf fans.
Yes, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Everyone always kind of rolls their eyes to me when I want to talk about golf. But
I mean, it's one of your favorite sports and hobbies and pastimes, so watching people play at the highest levels, of course it's fun.
yeah, and it is what you make out of it.
Yeah.
If you take the time to learn golf and you take the time to understand the strategy and the mental fortitude you have to compete, you have a whole different appreciation for it.
And I'm sure there's lots of, different variables that people in the know are looking at. There's so many different golfers to follow, different storylines, different, just, I guess, styles of play, different courses. They're not always the same courses. So, it's...
Other than Augusta.
Yeah, that's the one constant. But the other ones, it's you always get to see something new and different.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Other than the Ghost concert, I'm going to keep an eye out for the British Open and see how that fares out as we go through the last major of the 2025 season. All right, let's get to the topic I thought was first. I mixed them up in my head. I thought we were doing this one first, but this is a kind of brewing topic in the background. And I don't know, man. This really doesn't seem like something you would expect from the Steelers. This whole offseason seems like a non-Steeler like offseason. And add this to the rung of things that have gone weirdly out of whack with this team. And that is their defensive star player, TJ Watt, is entering the last year of his contract. And this is probably his last chance to get a mega superstar contract.
Right.
Because now you're entering the 30s. Your physical ability usually tapers off. So for TJ Watt, this is his last time to strike big. And the Steelers are not really working out right now. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's, like you said, a very un-Steelers type of off-season. They've made some moves that a team like them would not normally do. So they made the big splash acquisition with the wide receiver and DK Metcalf. That was a little un-Steelers-like, right?
Yeah, that alone was a weird move by the Steelers.
You don't see them splashing for big offensive weapons, but that was in hopes of luring their other big acquisition, Aaron Rodgers. Again, very un-Steelers-like to go and chase an aging quarterback to try and have one. They think that's their ticket. That's the missing piece.
Yeah.
To usually when teams talk about missing pieces, they're not talking about the biggest piece.
Yeah.
Usually like, oh, if we only had another defensive tackle, or oh, if we could just shore up the left side of the offensive line. The Steelers like, if we only have the guy who's responsible for handling the ball on every single play on offense, if only we could get that one massive piece, we could do anything.
Yeah.
So very on-Steelers like, and
also Aaron Rodgers has been quoted as saying he thinks this is his last year. So it's like, what's he going to do with only 1 year?
Exactly. No planning for the future. Very un-Steelers like with the big splash moves. And this is very similar un-Steelers like, not locking down key talent, and TJ Watt is key talent for them. But the negotiations are rockier than expected. Apparently, TJ Watt wants Myles Garrett level money. So for reference, that's about $40 million per year.
Oh, good for you.
And the other part is that he wants term length as well. Like you mentioned, he's going to be in his 30s. He wants security, not just a 1 or 2 year deal with really big money. He wants security. Probably looking for something in the 4 to 5 year range, something that's going to give him.
You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
I don't know. The Steelers might be saying that in the background.
They might be. The reports say that both sides of the negotiations want this. They want it to work out. But some sources are saying it could go even into the regular season, week 1 or beyond. And more than that, Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio last week said that it's common sense and consensus around the league that the Pittsburgh Steelers are concerned about TJ Watt's late season performance in 2024 and his projection moving forward. And to that, you look at some of the context here. He's turning 31. He is listed as a linebacker, not a defensive end, where the large paydays happen, right? So defensive ends get the money, like Myles Garrett. Linebackers do not. Your linebackers, you're talking like maybe 20, 25 million at the top of the pay range. Not only that, but he took a statistical dip last year and performed really poorly in the final 2 games. So are the Steelers totally off base, or is TJ Watt? What's your diagnosis of the situation here?
Oh, my diagnosis is everything's wrong with the Steelers organization.
I mean, yes. At the end of the day, yes.
Here's the actual serious argument. If you believe that this is the all-in year, if you believe that Aaron Rodgers is the key,
pay him.
Yeah,
pay him and don't think twice about it.
Right.
If you really think Aaron Rodgers, this is it. Make your star defensive player happy.
Right. Go all in. If that's what you believe.
You don't want to risk a splintered locker room, a locker room that thinks that you're not going to be there for the players. And you don't want to risk, especially your key defensive star, either sitting out or playing disgruntled.
Yeah.
It does not, especially in a locker room that's getting a big personality like Aaron Rodgers. The last thing you want is a little bit more controversy and drama there, because he's already bringing a lot of baggage with him. You need a lot of bags when you move from New York to Pittsburgh, apparently, because he's got all the baggage. It's just, I think
And Jalen Ramsey too. That's another big one. And
oh yeah, they're making
Jonnu Smith.
a lot of splashy moves, very unlike the Steelers.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I got burned from it. But doesn't it kind of sound like the dream team? It sounds like the Eagles when they were desperate to try and turn the ship around, and they went out and did all these fancy trades and free agent acquisitions, and then what did it got them? It got them nowhere.
To that, I will answer with, I saw an infographic recently of how every single team built their defenses from last year. The Eagles, who won the Super Bowl, as a reminder.
Yes, thank you.
Go Birds. Every single
What
one
was
of
that again?
the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Ah, thank you.
We get to say that all year.
We need to say that more often.
We do need to say that more often. We deserve it.
Yeah.
But the Eagles, every single position, every single one of their starters on defense, they drafted, with the exception of Zach Bond. That is how you build quality teams. If you're going out and you're grabbing a whole bunch of different pieces, a whole bunch of different personalities that you're not training, that you're not progressing, that you're not growing with, that you're not watering the flowers with, yeah, how about that quote, right? We watered some freaking flowers.
Yeah.
It does give Dream Team because of that. When you're trying to assemble a puzzle made of pieces from different puzzles, I mean, what do you end up? You end up with a crappy looking picture. Right?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good analogy.
So, yeah, it's giving Dream Team quarterback, receiver, defensive. You said defensive back. Who else? They're bringing in all these big players, these splashy moves in a very competitive division.
Yeah, that's another thing.
The Ravens are tough. The Bengals, I know the record doesn't show it, but they are tough. The Browns could be if they were a better organization.
If they could somehow mash all four quarterbacks together
to make one super quarterback,
they would be formidable.
Just a very competitive division, a very competitive conference in general. I just feel like it's another 9-8 season, 10-7 season, and like sure they'll make the playoffs, no doubt. Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf, that's going to be exciting. I just don't think it has staying power.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but that's the feeling I'm getting now.
I feel like this team is destined for another like 7th seed spot,
and they're totally fine with that.
Yeah,
because they get to put up there again. The Steelers made the playoffs for the 11 millionth year in a row. Okay, they've lost in the playoffs the 11 millionth year in a row.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's going to be the line in the sand now with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
he just hasn't had a playoff win in 7 seasons.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Eagles have been to 3 Super Bowls in 8.
Yeah.
So like
I get that gets a little jealousy looking over across the state border.
Yeah. Come on over to our side, guys. It's much nicer on this side of the Appalachian, I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, I think this is a real concern for Mike Tomlin. He needs to win a playoff game.
He is truly the Jeff Fisher of our generation, I think.
At least the last 7 years, yeah.
Yeah. Very average, very average.
But it's like the worst kind. It's like
it's just above average.
It's like you don't notice it until somebody points it out.
Well, because how many years in a row has he gone with double-digit wins? And when you think double-digit wins in the NFL, you're like, wow, that's impressive.
It's very like insidious. It's like you don't realize that the rot is happening.
Yeah. I've always kind of had a dislike for Mike Tomlin. He just does things like that one time he tried to trip a player on a kick return.
I knew you were going to bring
He's
that one
like
up.
always perpetually angry, and you just know he's the one coach that refuses to engage with the kickoff rules. Like, he's just a mean, it seems like he's just content to like do things his way or not at all. And that's not, I don't think that's good coaching. That's not good leadership, because you look at the other way, Nick Sirianni got dragged mercilessly.
Yes.
After 2023. And what did he do? He's like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to change. I'm going to implement new policies. And then again, as a reminder, we won the Super Bowl.
I like this. I want you to finish every argument with if Eagles won the Super Bowl.
The rest of the show, I'm just going to be like, and in entertainment, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Because that is entertaining.
Right. And it's true.
And it's true.
We can say that.
So, yeah. I also saw a list recently. I didn't put it in the rundown, but they had the top 25 teams since the turn of the millennia, since 2000. The Eagles are on this list 3 times, twice in the top 5.
Nice. Very good.
I assume the Steelers are on there too somewhere, but I was only focusing on the Eagles because, Rich,
the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Your Honor, I rest my case.
Yes, there you go.
I don't know what court case I'm trying here, but
the podcasting court case to the public here on
Mike Tomlin is guilty, and the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Thank you very much. All right. Well,
So I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, inadvertently it did.
Okay.
But, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this situation, especially when the NFL season starts. But, man, I don't know. This really just doesn't sound like a Steelers team.
It's messy.
This has been a completely non-Steelers-like offseason.
It's very messy.
And I don't think it's going to pay off.
No, I don't think so either.
But we'll see. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe we'll have back-to-back Pennsylvania Super Bowl champions.
Maybe.
Who knows? But for right now, we're going to end the Sports Sampler on that note. But don't go anywhere because we still got the entertainment entree and the non-fortune cookie odd news when we come back from the break. This is the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We'll be right back.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby, Barnes & Noble, and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off there.
No, we've only got one cup.
Ta-ta and farewell.
That's all right. Get him in the car.
One cup, look. They even broke.
Oh, yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We are rocking and rolling, moving right along. It's like we never left the show.
That's right. We're back and better than ever.
Yeah, we're trying to get everything back on the square, on the level here. We have a whole new system that's
Yeah.
it's not like a earth-shattering change.
but it's just enough of a change.
Right. It's like we got to make sure everything is still calibrated exactly right, and it's not quite, but we're figuring out as we go along. So
we're flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, but I think we're doing a good job. I think we're moving in the right direction. Everything's going good.
Yes, sirree.
So without further ado, we can move on to the second part of our show. It revolves around movies, TV, video games, and stuff like that. It is time for the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, we are officially in entertainment entree mode. Let's start it off with the segment where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend with new movies, TV, and video game properties in Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what do you got for the people?
All right, first up, we have in movies Sovereign, a new action crime thriller starring Nick Offerman and Dennis Quaid, getting a limited release last week. But here's the synopsis. Based on real events, the story follows a father and son who identify as sovereign citizens, a group of anti-government extremists, as they venture across the country and find themselves in a standoff with a chief of police that sets off an intense manhunt with tragic consequences. This sounds very heavy, very dramatic, very timely, perhaps. Go check out Sovereign in theaters with a limited release, but in a wider release, you can also check out Superman, one of the...
What? Oh, boy.
Oh, you're not a fan of Superman?
I don't know. It just... I don't know. How many times is this now? What
a
are we
lot.
up to? Yeah.
I don't know the number, but I think it's a lot.
I don't know.
But this is the first film in the new DCU, helmed by James Gunn. The trailers portrayed a Superman as more human with a strong focus on his family and dog. The movie already has great reviews and a great box office opening, had over $200 million worldwide. It is the third best movie opening weekend this year, and one of the biggest superhero openings, or the biggest Superman opening specifically. So the best Superman movie in terms of box office. Personally, I've never been a fan of Superman, but I will say the trailers make it look pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'll get as much out of it as actual Superman fans, but I'd be willing to give it a shot. It would take a lot to sway me away from the MCU to the, even entertaining the DCU, but
not James Gunn.
It depends how the movies go.
Because I thought you were a big James Gunn fan. No,
I like James Gunn, but I don't think that I'm like I don't have any particular allegiance to him. Yeah, but
suck on that, Gunn.
Yeah. But what about you? What about you? You're not feeling the Superman buzz.
I don't know. Maybe if I watch the movie, it'll change my mind. But I don't know. I'm Superman again. Yeah, like you said, just never really. I don't know. I never really felt like inspired.
Maybe
Superman can do whatever he wants to. It's like I don't know how you can have like a dramatic
So
plot.
that's my thing, and maybe Superman fans out there can chime in, because to me it seems like it's weird that all of his villains have this magic rock that he's weak to.
Yeah, that's the only thing that stops him.
Like, is that not crazy? If you're like a literal alien god and all the villains you're fighting on a completely different planet than your home planet, they're like, oh, we have your magic weakness rock. And you're like, no, how? Every time?
Or the villain is one of his own. General Zod.
It's too
Like,
too convenient.
Yeah, it's like, how do you have any variety?
So this is
I don't know.
This is more analysis than This Week in Entertainment, but I will say this final
Let me exit that. This Week in Entertainment.
I will say this final thing on the Superman, and where I do see a glimmer of hope. I've always been drawn to superheroes like Spider-Man, who have very human, fallible, weaknesses, right? Heroes that are intrinsically human, and not just human in a literal sense, but human in terms of like their nature, and they have flaws and weaknesses, and they have moments of doubt and insecurity and things like that. And to me, it always seemed like Superman was like all powerful, right? But the trailers seem to portray him in a different light. So I'm hoping that they'll bring a little bit more nuance there, instead of him being like the star-spangled, savior of the world, that maybe they'll bring a little bit more humanity and vulnerability to the hero. That's what the trailers made it seem like.
But that's also going to be a problem, because the Snyderverse was trying to get into that a little bit, although be it a far darker tone.
Right.
And he got crucified mercilessly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think this is one of the situations you're not going to please everybody. I don't know. Right now, the reviews seem good.
We'll have to see it and judge for ourselves, I guess.
Right now, the reviews seem good, but we got to go see it to make our official judgment.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment. But the entertainment segment is just kicking off. We have a lot of news to get to, an entertainment heavy.
We missed a lot, actually, in terms of entertainment.
So let's kick things off. And you want to talk about music?
Yes. Yeah, it's time for a music topic. And I know I'm wearing Ghost. It is slightly appropriate because Tobias Forge was actually at this event. I want to just briefly talk about Back to the Beginning. This was the farewell Ozzy Osbourne concert show. I kept an eye on it as it was happening during the 4th of July weekend. And a lot of people were, covering it. It was definitely like a who's who of metal and hard rock. Metallica was there. Anthrax. You had the list was just crazy. Like Gojira. It was the who's who of rock and metal. Everybody was there to send Ozzy Osbourne off. And I want to actually talk about it for a little bit, because, whenever you hear like a farewell performance or the farewell tour or anything like that, you usually kind of roll your eyes, because it's usually never the last bit. I mean, Paul McCartney's been like on his farewell tour for the last 10 years. Elton John has been on his farewell tour the last 7 years.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for Ozzy Osbourne, he was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And apparently his health has started to deteriorate, and he showed up on this concert bill on his farewell show, and they had to get him it was cool, but he was in a seated dark chair. It looked like a throne, so I get the imagery. It did look like something the Prince of Darkness would sit on. But the fact that he couldn't stand up and everything, I think everybody kind of knew, like, this is going to be it. There's no comeback.
This is the farewell. This is yeah.
And I think that was kind of a poignant moment. It's probably going to be the last time we really hear from him. I mean, I don't see another situation where he's going to get that kind of audience at another event or anything like that. This is pretty much his farewell to the music industry and to the audiences that he's had over the years. Obviously, what can you say about Ozzy Osbourne? He literally redefined metal going into the 70s, 80s, and to today.
Yeah.
It's
some of the most iconic songs too.
Yes.
I mean, just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and it was good that he was able to play with the original members of Black Sabbath, even if it was only for 4 songs with them. But I think it was just one of those things. Everything about it was done right, or as right as they could have gotten.
Yeah.
everybody that they showed up were big mega stars. They did tributes to him. The concert was crazy packed. I don't know what the official numbers were from that event was, but if you looked at the footage, it looked like something like from Live Aid or something. It was just throngs of people everywhere. I mean, everybody showed up to this event. And then also the thing that kind of gets buried in this is that the Osbournes put this show on, and it was all for charity.
Yeah,
this whole show.
I was just gonna say that
every profit went to charity.
Yeah, they had 5.8 million concurrent streams of the concert, which is huge. And according to Wikipedia, an estimated 300,000 tourists for the show showed up that weekend, and that 140 million, is that euros or pounds, was raised by the event for charity. None of the acts that performed were paid.
Right.
They were only reimbursed for travel expenses. And when you were talking about some of the big names that showed up, I mean, it was a who's who. Like you said, Metallica was there, but also Tool and Slayer, Guns N' Roses.
Slayer. Oh, yeah.
Tom Morello, Alice in Chains, Jack Black. I mean, it was a huge showing of the entire, metal rock community.
I guess for you, a great introduction to this was Brutal Legend, Jack Black. How about that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's all these different tie-ins with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
And it's, it was one of those things. It was nice to have a proper farewell for the Prince of Darkness, but it was definitely a little heartbreaking to see that his health is going to start going.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't stand up. This was.
He's
not going to be able to do this again.
Yeah, this is one of those times where the farewell tour is actually the farewell.
Yeah.
I feel like it's yeah.
So
in so many words, it's
Yeah.
a shame.
Time comes for us all, unfortunately.
But the great thing about the arts is that it lives on.
Yeah.
I mean, both with Black Sabbath and as an independent artist as well, so many incredible hits from Iron Man and War Pigs to Crazy Train, Mama, I'm Coming Home. I mean, like, there's just too many to name, so many classics that defined a genre and defined an era.
Yes. So as someone who's a big rock fan and definitely has had my my life influenced by rock music and metal and everything like that, it's definitely sad to officially say farewell to the Prince of Darkness, but it was definitely a night that will be well remembered in music history, and it was all for the legend himself, Ozzy Osbourne, and it was a proper send off, and that's all we could. That was the best we could hope for the legend. So I just wanted to mention that before we forgot, because that happened during 4th of July weekend, and that was a big deal to me and my world in the rock music scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so that was part of 4th of July weekend. Here's something else that was also part of the 4th of July weekend that we didn't get a chance to cover as well, and that is arguably one of our favorite movies, right? I would
Absolutely, yeah.
One of our favorite movies turned 40, and that is Back to the Future, which is very interesting to think about now. If they wanted to do a Back to the Future movie now, going into the past would now be the 90s if they stuck to the 30-year gap.
Right.
Which blows my mind. That's weird. I don't like it.
Back to the 90s makes me think of, I think I've talked about it before on the podcast, but watching that 90s show on Netflix. Because growing up, we would watch that 70s show and laugh. They were so funny back in the 70s. They have no idea. They're simpletons kind of thing. And now younger generations are watching the same thing about our childhood.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So, but speaking of remakes, do you think something like Back to the Future would be a successful, fertile ground for a remake? I feel like it's the one franchise that actually makes sense to do it because of the time travel element and looking at all these different eras going back, the present here right now, and then looking forward as well. I feel like it's like the perfect opportunity.
I bet you Robert Zemeckis and the screenwriter, I forget his name now off the top of my head, I bet you they will deny every reboot because they have said multiple times on record they do not want to see a remake of Back to the Future made.
It's crazy because it's the one that makes sense though.
But once they die,
yeah.
they're off to the races.
Is it something that you would want to see reimagined for different eras and different audiences?
Yes and no, because
looking back 30 years would be.
I agree that you're right. I feel like this premise could work.
It's better than remaking Ghostbusters or any of the other reboots, remakes they've done recently.
And you would have a different take on it because these movies, I think Red Letter Media said this, one of the best things about Back to the Future is because they established so hard 1985, 1955, 2015, 1885, they established a time period so concretely that the foundations of the story just hold up so well.
Yeah.
You know, when you turn on the first Back to the Future movie, you're watching an 80s movie and then a 50s movie.
Yeah.
When you turn on Back to the Future 3, you know you're watching a Western.
Yeah.
When you turn on Back to the Future 2, you know you're watching a fake future.
Right.
Like they made those settings so in concrete that it doesn't warp itself with the passage of time. You know what you're getting when you turn on Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a great concept that you could use in a future reboot or something like that.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, it's the one franchise that makes sense. So, I mean, imagine, looking back at the 90s, there's so many cool visual things that they could do with like the crazy zigzags and neon, but then even looking forward into the 2050s, especially knowing what we do now about technology, like how much crazier could we envision the future?
All right, wait, hold on. Here's something I want to make clear, though.
Yes.
Don't remake Back to the Future and put in the exact same gags. Don't pull a Ghostbusters.
You have to update, right? You have to make
Don't pull a 2016 Ghostbusters.
You have to make it relevant.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do the plot. You can redo the plot. The 30-year gap. Someone goes in the back. Whatever, all that stuff. But don't tell me that like we're gonna do like make like a tree and get out of here. Don't do that again.
Don't redo the gag. Even if like the pull of nostalgia, and I know like the executives are going to be like, that's what the people want to see. Like, no, we don't. We want to see a fresh, unique take because we think it'd be fun.
Yes.
To look back at the 90s and look forward to the 2050s and then go back to 1925 if they end up doing a full trilogy remake.
Well, unfortunately, they haven't died yet, so they got to wait till Zemeckis and I forget his name now. The screenwriter. Let
me see if I can find it real quick.
I forget his name now, but both of them.
Bob Gale.
Bob Gale. Thank you very much. Yes, he's a genius. They have both been putting the kibosh on any sort of reboot. They got to wait till both of them die, I think, at this rate, before this can get greenlit. So I think this is going to take another 10 years.
Or back up more money.
Well, they've been pretty adamant about it. They give them props. They have not authorized any sort of remake or back. The closest they've come to is the video game. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the closest they've come to. So give them props. They
they're sticking to their guns, yeah.
So I think the best thing they can hope for is they die off in 10 years. And then
you do 2005,
2000,
2035, and then 2065.
Something like that. Or maybe just smidge it. Put it 2000s. Put it
Y2K. Doing the Y2K, like, I feel like there's so much that they could do with these different eras.
Think about 1999.
It was a crazy year.
That would be fantastic for music.
Yeah.
That soundtrack in 1999 would have like all of like our childhood's biggest hits between Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, The start of Eminem. Eminem, that was his first year.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot you could delve from in 99.
Yeah.
There is a gold mine.
And then what's exciting about it is that audiences that would be watching this hypothetical future movie in 20, 30 something, they'd be introduced to those things and they might think it's a little cringy, or they might, but it's fun, it's engaging, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's cringy or old or whatever adjective they want to apply to it. It's unique, it's different, it's fun. It's not, the same thing over and over again.
Right. And then for the future, you do whatever, 2060 or
yeah.
something. But yeah, I think that's down the line. But unfortunately, I think it's going to take Zemeckis and Gale to both die, because they both give them credit. They stuck to their guns. They don't want to see it remade.
This is shaping up to be a weird entertainment, because it's like, oh no, Ozzy Osbourne is near the end, and then Back to the Future. It's like, hurry up, Zemeckis!
No, I'm not actively.
You're
I'm
not.
not
No,
actively
I
wishing
know.
it. But I think the executives are.
The executives are like, come on, clock's ticking. But executives, the great thing about this is that the formula works in whatever era you're in.
Yeah, I think it should.
Yeah.
But we'll see when we report on this 15 years down the road.
I think that a Y2K, like a revisit of Y2K, would be really interesting.
I think it would be too. But
I like tie that into the whole time travel thing. Maybe instead of like striking lightning, they have to do something weird on a computer in order to get back.
Yeah.
Back to the future.
Right. So that'll be that. We'll cover that in 25, whatever that happens in 15 years or whatever. Getting back to the original movie, Back to the Future.
Yes.
I hesitantly say this, but I really do think it's one of those perfect movies. Just everything about it. Anything that's been introduced in that movie has like a great payoff in that movie. The acting in it is fantastic. The comedy holds up.
The music is good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those few, I think, perfect movies. It's just great fun to watch. You laugh every time you watch it. Right? Is it just me? I don't know.
No,
everything about it is just like perfect.
No, it's a classic. It's fantastic you're right. I mean, everything about it kind of just is working all together so wonderfully to make, a cultural touchstone that is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
You don't talk about the 40th anniversary of a movie that's just like, okay.
Yeah,
It's something that has stuck around, that has been in the cultural mindset for decades, and because of the unique structure of the entire trilogy, it's something that lends itself to revisiting, because every time another anniversary comes up, like when 2015 happened, people are like, oh, this is the year that they went to the future in.
Yeah,
in Back
where
to the
are
Future.
they?
And then, I'm sure the people will talk about it, like the 50th anniversary and so on and so forth, just because it lends itself to looking back and looking forward, just because of the nature of it. It is also one of the movies that I don't want to say it does time travel perfectly, but it does it better than most.
Yes.
Time travel is always it just does not work. Hard stop.
It opens way too many.
It opens way
doors.
too many, yeah. But in terms of all the time travel in popular culture, it's one of the better ones.
Yes.
In how it handles it.
Yes. And I always found it very fascinating. Kind of the whole space-time continuum, and how events shape the future, and how you could have a divergent timeline, and 1985A.
Yeah.
And to a degree, I guess the Biff Casino Tower is now in full effect here in America.
Right, exactly.
Whoops. We didn't learn that lesson.
It's a little prophetic there.
Yeah, whoops. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. Also, in my opinion, just a solid trilogy too. I feel like you could watch 1 to 3 and you'd be satisfied the whole way through.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you feel that way?
It's been a while since I've watched all of them, but they're all just a fantastic time. I mean, they're funny, they're action packed, they the premise is interesting. It kind of has the right hooks to keep you engaged the whole way through.
Yeah. And I just...
Whether you're in it for the sci-fi, the humor, the action, or just, a good story and a chuckle looking back or looking forward, like it's got a little bit of something for everyone.
Yes. And it's one of my favorite film franchises and film trilogies. So I definitely want to give it its props as it celebrates 40 years. That's crazy to me. 40 years old.
That's old.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go there. Let's get to one last topic here. And this was also big around 4th of July as well. And now it's gaining more steam.
Yeah. So, man, we missed a lot. Yeah. But this is a big story in the world of video games right now. The Stop Killing Games initiative. As of last week, this is an initiative that was acquiring signatures in the EU to force the governing body to kind of hear arguments and consider legislation to kind of prevent the games industry from ending support of games that people have paid for and just leaving them high and dry with nothing to show for it. So essentially, 1.2 million people signed this initiative to force the EU to consider this legislation to stop developers from ending support for games. This is in direct response to Ubisoft ending support for an online-only game, The Crew, in 2024. What does that mean when we say they ended support? For players who paid for this game, they shut down servers, delisted the game from storefronts, and then revoked the licenses from players who bought the game. So that means that they're effectively left with no way to play this game that they had just purchased a year or two earlier.
Oh, good for you!
Now, understandably for gamers, this is really frustrating. You pay, in today's dollars, $70, $80 for a game.
Soon to be 100.
Soon to be 100. And then if it doesn't go well, the developers say, you know what, we're going to shut down the servers. You just what? You're out $80 to $100 with no kind of, recourse to either continue playing it or get your money back. Gamers are saying that there is an implicit promise here that when they launch an online game, that those services will be available. Right?
This is my problem with multiplayer-only games.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to get more complicated as we become more and more online.
One of my secret fascination games that I love to just every now and then go back to is an old PC game called Genome. It came bundled with my Packard Bell computer in the 90s.
Okay.
And thank God it had a first-player story mode.
Yeah.
Like a single-player traditional story mode portion of that game. Because the selling point was that it was one of the first network mech games.
Right.
Oh, you can plug it to the internet and you can fight with people who are on the network and all that stuff. That was the original hook on that game.
I'm sure those servers are long gone.
They were long gone, I think, by 97. They didn't last long at all.
Yeah.
But thank God they put in that first player story mode so that when I do have the itch for it, I can go back to that and still play the game. That would be, I don't understand how video game companies see that and they don't realize we need to at least throw some sort of non-networky portion onto a game that we're charging $50, $60, $70, $80 for.
Well, that's really at the crux of the argument here because
what happens, when there's no servers?
See, it's
going to happen to all the games.
This is where the tricky part comes in, where developers and publishers would say to you that you're not buying a game, you're buying a license to play a game, which bothers me because that is not at the core of how games were for the vast majority of gaming history. When you bought a Sega Genesis cartridge,
when you bought a cartridge, you own that
when
game.
you bought a PlayStation 2 disc,
you own the game.
You owned that game. There was no such thing as patching or online play for the most part, or even logging into different services, because you might think like, oh well, even if it doesn't have online components. Remember, there was a time before the Xbox One where Microsoft wanted players' consoles to do an online check-in to make sure that they could play the game. That you had to have an online Xbox Live account. They would check in to make sure that, the account was active. And rightfully so, before the Xbox One came out, gamers revolted. They were mad at this idea that you had to be online to play single-player games.
Yep.
That was something that was suggested back in, when did the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One come out? It was like 2015-ish?
Yeah, somewhere
14?
around there. Yeah.
So we're talking a decade ago, they were already toying with this idea. Xbox is moving to focus on streaming and Game Pass and digital only. Do you think they forgot? Do you think that they're just like, oh, it's okay, we'll let them keep the license forever? They're clearly moving to a Netflix-like model where they control the content and the access to it, and you just pay for the right to access it. So you're not buying anything. This is very troubling for gamers coming from an industry where traditionally you were able to possess your media. You were able to possess hard copies of it. I can still hook up my Sega.
Yeah.
And play the original Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right.
And it's not just a matter of, mine, gimme. It's a matter of there's something really special about being able to pass that on or, maintain that legacy or
just have that nostalgia.
Just have that nostalgia and also to maintain the history of the hobby. There's still arcade cabinets of the original Mortal Kombat. There's still original Sonic the Hedgehog cartridges. What is the hobby and the medium going to look like if everything is just vaporware? If it can just disappear, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about books. Books are immortal. Think about movies, another one of our favorite hobbies. Like, they have film reels. They exist places, right? But for now, as we move more into the digital landscape, things become amorphous and ethereal. Like, it's not real. And that's very troubling.
Yeah.
So the long and the short of it is that the EU is going to hear arguments about possibly adopting legislation. This could be a problem, though, because gamers want these games to be playable, but there's a lot of advocacy groups for the developers and publishers, groups that include EA, Microsoft, and Nintendo, that are opposing the movement, saying things like, quote, private servers are not always a viable alternative option for players, as the protections we put in place to secure players' data, remove illegal content, and combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave rights holders liable. Many titles are designed from the ground up to be online only. In effect, these proposals would curtail developer choice by making these video games prohibitively expensive to create. They also go on to cite that this would raise the costs and risks of developing games. It could have a chilling effect on game design, and that it acts as a disincentive to making games available in Europe. That's some pretty strong language, Rich.
The evidence has been falsified.
Ooh, spooky language.
I mean,
ooh, spooky language.
I mean, what do you think though? They're insinuating, well, we just won't release games in Europe. Is that realistic?
No, that's not realistic. They can't do that. They'll lose profit margins.
Do you think it could be disincentive to game developers? Like they might be afraid to introduce online components if they're forced to support it. I would say if you can't support it, you shouldn't introduce it.
Yeah. How about that?
I think that would be the counter. Like, it's the same argument of going out to eat. If you can't afford to tip, you don't go out to eat. If you can't afford the servers, don't make online multiplayer.
Yeah.
You either have to come up with a model that supports it, or include something to allow your players to continue to play the game.
That whole thing at the end is just spooky language. Scare you. Ooh, spooky language.
Well, these are the arguments that they're going to put forward to, whatever governing bodies they present these arguments to.
Or do yourself a favor and just put in some sort of single-player mode.
Single-player games still sell.
Yes. I don't understand why that's not a focal point.
Baldur's Gate 3, smashing success. You can play that on your own. Every Sony exclusive, every Nintendo exclusive. What was it? Expedition 33.
Yes.
Being rewarded big time with sales and reviews. And single-player games still make money, are still successful. Not everything has to be freaking Fortnite, and it's so frustrating because for every Fortnite, there's 5 or 6 that just immediately implode.
Yeah.
And maybe they implode because not a lot of players are playing it, but it still sucks for the 5 people who paid money and was looking forward to those crappy games that implode immediately upon release. And I'm always on the side of do it for the players, make your business policies, customer centric.
Yeah, I agree as well. All right, on that note, we got to leave the entertainment entree and get to our last segment, the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada bastata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at meat tornado.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news here in this segment. Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird, wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing the story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And I'm ready to get started. Where are we heading to?
All right, in this one, we're going to West Virginia.
West Virginia. What is that song? Country Roads?
Country
That's the one. I was like, I drew a blank. I was like, what is the song? The one song.
West Virginia.
Yeah. Country Roads, take me home to the place where the odd news is. So what meth head are we following now?
All right. Well, we're going to get to...
Was that presumptuous?
Yeah, a little bit. But
Okay,
we're going to get to the whole story here. I got to say, as somebody who drove through West Virginia...
It's a lot of meth, right?
It's a lot of boring, empty roads. And I wish something like this would have happened on the way down.
To liven things up.
Yeah. That is because a cop had to pull over a RV in which he was driving alongside of it and noticed that a couple was in the driver's seat naked and having sex as the car was moving down the highway.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
So
that's a big vehicle.
That's a big vehicle to try and pull that off with.
Man. Well, I guess the bigger the vehicle, the more space.
Let's get to bashing butts as well as D's nuts.
Woo! Yeah. Yes. So, this is Officer R.L. Ham.
R.L. Ham? That sounds like a fake name.
That's his official name, R.L. Ham.
That sounds like it sounds like R.L. Stein, which was also a fake name, that author.
Well, this is
R.L. Ham.
This is the officer name here. He notes in the police report that he was passing by this RV when he noticed that there was a naked couple having intercourse on the highway.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
He then put his lights on to pull them over. So there you go. Yep. You got caught, buddy. It's happening.
You got caught.
He then inquired about their actions.
I mean, he saw what was going down.
Yes.
Did he really need to double check? Maybe my eyes were playing a trick on me. Was that really what I saw?
Yeah, right. That is when he found 48-year-old Matthew McDonald and 35-year-old Shannon Bryant both admitting that, quote, they were effing. Oh, yeah.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, it's just right to it.
There was a bit of a nastiness last night, yes? Some very extreme nastiness, yes? Yes.
I mean, they got caught red-handed.
Right.
You know?
So they were honest about that.
Okay. Honesty is good.
Unfortunately, though, that's when R.L. Ham also noted the smell of alcohol.
Yes. That does lead to that.
Yep. That's when he asked them to do some sobriety test and found that they were under the influence of alcohol.
So not only were they not paying attention to the road promiscuously, but they were also inebriated as well.
Absolutely.
Controlling the biggest vehicle.
Yes.
Terrifying.
In West Virginia.
I mean, I guess there's nobody to hit.
Yeah, that's a good. Hey, look, that's
the roads are empty.
Look,
if there's one state to do it in,
right? Out of all of the 50 states to drive on the highway like this, I guess it's West Virginia your best shot of not hurting anybody.
They should make that their tagline. Come to West Virginia. You can have sex and get drunk while driving.
You won't hurt anybody in this.
You
fine
won't hurt
state.
anybody except for yourself.
Yeah. So that's when the cops put handcuffs on both Bryant and McDonald.
Okay.
Then they searched the RV, and that is where they also found drug paraphernalia as well.
Wow. Check, check, check.
Yes. So
alcohol, drugs, sex.
All they need is rock and roll at this rate.
Yeah, right?
Woo!
What was on the radio?
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Yeah.
I mean, two individuals, 35 to 45. There's a good chance there's some rock on in the
35
on the radio.
and 48.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got some rock playing on the radio. There you go. Check, check, check.
Investigators said that painkillers and a broken glass pipe were found in the area. And then for the topper on this, yeah, we're not done yet. There's one more thing on this.
Okay.
A vehicle check was made on the RV, and it turned out they stole the RV.
Oh, now you fucked up. You have fucked up now.
So, could they hypothetically argue that the drug paraphernalia was not theirs? If they stole it? Maybe they could get away. They could get off on that one charge.
Maybe.
I mean, they still have all the other charges, but that one.
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe if they had denied it right away, maybe they would have had a case, but they didn't seem like they denied it.
They didn't say anything, so yeah.
I think at this rate, they know they're just caught red-handed.
They're like, they got us. They got them on so many counts. They're like, whatever, throw the drug charges into it.
We'll take it off. We feel bad for ever actually own the RV. We'll take it off of them.
Yeah. We took the heat for them. They owe us one.
Yeah.
Wow. So.
Yes.
So
go back to
public indecency, driving under the influence, drugs, theft, grand theft auto, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. So the official list of charges here from R.L. Ham.
Lewd and lascivious?
No, that's a Florida thing.
That's Florida?
Yeah, no. This is just they got indecent exposure, drug possession, DUI, and possession of a stolen vehicle.
Yeah.
So
that checks out. That sucks.
Yeah, I hope it was a good ride because I think that's the last ride they're going to have.
The craziest thing about this story, though, when you really think about it, they could have gotten away with literally everything if they had just kept it in their pants for like another couple of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let the cop pass you. You pass the cop. You find a turnoff somewhere.
Just pull over.
Just pull over. There's so many West Virginia. There must be so many creepy truck stops and RV campsites. Like, it's West Virginia. Just pull into one. There's probably another 4 or 5 couples doing it there too at the rest stop.
Yeah, you could have had an orgy.
You could have had a nice little truck stop orgy. You know. That's what people go to West Virginia for, I imagine.
Yeah,
I don't really know what else you would go to West Virginia for.
Look, there's nothing else happening in West Virginia.
What is? There's coal, mountains, meth, and truck stop orgies. That's the list of things to do in West Virginia, and sing that one song. There's 5 things to do in West Virginia, and most of them are crimes.
Yes. So all you had to do was just not attract police attention.
And they would have gotten away with everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's the craziest thing. If they had just been like, you don't even have to be that smart, just like 10% smart. This is a traditional 0 to 100% scale,
Yes.
of course.
The knob just had to be clicked
10%,
a little bit
that's
higher.
it. Just a little bit higher.
Only if it was a little bit higher.
I'm not saying crank it all the way up. You don't got to be in Mensa or anything, but like just a smidge.
Yeah.
You know? And they could have gotten away with the whole laundry list of crimes.
Just go from Waffle House to Denny's. That's all we needed. Just a little bit of smidge.
I'm not asking for full-on IHOP, okay? You can stop at Denny's. You're good.
Just a little
Is
smidge.
that the West Virginia scale of intelligence?
Sure. Yeah, it goes by
Waffle House,
It goes
Denny's,
by breakfast chains.
and then what? IHOP, and then IHOP's 3. That's the middle. That's the middle.
I don't
of
know
the
what
scale.
other great. Bob Evans. Bob Evans is like a 5.
Sure.
That's
sure. I
some
guess.
fancy stuff.
Oh boy, that's some fancy stuff there.
Bob Evans down on the farm. It tastes like it in here.
Is Bob Evans a 5? I've never been to one.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. I just don't know on this random scale. I don't know. I don't know what else can top it.
I'm only familiar with one of those, and that's IHOP, and IHOP is the best in my book. IHOP should have been 5 for me.
I guess it's subjected to everyone's personal taste.
That's true. West Virginia's scale is completely reversed.
Yeah, I don't know, but I gotta say, as someone who drove right through West Virginia, like I think it was like 3 hours of our 8-hour drive when we went to
3 hours
Kentucky.
of West Virginia. That's like 2 hours and 59 minutes too long.
Yes. I wish we had something like that pass us by. That would have gave us something to talk about.
That would have been quite the sight to see. You're
Yeah.
just driving along. You just look over to the side. And,
Hey, how you doing?
and they're just going at it. They're like, hey, honk, honk.
Yeah, hope you're doing good.
There was a bit of a nastiness last night, yes? Some very extreme nastiness, yes? Yes.
Oh, my balls!
That's what they said as they drove by.
Yeah.
Oh, my balls!
Even if you do have an RV, I don't know if that's enough room to have sex. That's a lot of.
I don't know how big.
You gotta really make sure everything is lined up right.
Well, I imagine that the driver's seat is large though. No, or maybe maybe
depends
it's
on
not.
the RV.
I guess it depends on the RV.
Yeah.
Some of them swivel. Like they have a captain's chair kind of thing going on.
Oh, you better watch out on that. You're banging, and all of a sudden,
you swivel. Oh no!
I can't see the road.
You fall out of the chair. You tumble down the stairs.
The stairs? What is that? Double decker?
No, the RV has stairs to get up to the. Doesn't it? Don't you have to walk up?
I think that's like a double decker. It's something that's really high.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it's isn't a coach bus where you gotta walk up a couple stairs into the main.
No, I don't think. Not like a. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's if it's a very wealthy RV, maybe it has something like that.
Also, yeah, we don't know the level of RV.
Yeah.
It could be like Walter White.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Like drug lab RV.
It's West Virginia. I'm thinking this is also doubling as a meth lab. Yeah.
That's why they found that again. They could have made the argument that's not ours. That's Jesse Pinkman's.
Right. We were just cooking.
Right. We're just cooking. Yeah, Mr.
You,
White.
you want to cook crystal meth?
I'm the cook.
Yeah, there you go. It was just them.
I gotta finish my rewatch of that show. Anyway, yeah. So good times in West Virginia.
Yeah.
So
West Virginia, bring me home, country
oh
roads.
boy, ooh.
Ooh, it's a new way to sing that song.
Yeah, right. Brings a whole new meaning to it.
But
Well,
there you go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Look. I don't think if we've talked about West Virginia in the odd news, it has been a long time. So
I don't ever remember you uttering the words West Virginia on the podcast. There's never a reason to. There's zero reason to talk about West Virginia. There's nothing there.
So
I assume. Again, I've never been. Should I go to West Virginia? I mean, if I'm going to talk trash on a place.
No.
That's a no.
No, you literally just drive through it.
Yeah, it's a drive-through state. It's a flyover state.
Yes,
it's a completely ignore it state.
Yes, you just drive through it. I'm sorry.
If we have listeners in West Virginia, I'm sorry, but also why?
Yeah. Why? Why are you there?
It's a simple question.
Is there really stuff to do?
Is there? What is the what? Tell me what is. We've had this talk before, but not on the podcast. What is the reason to go to West Virginia? I say. That's my question. Like every state, there must be a reason to go there. Like Pennsylvania, there's tons of reasons. Gettysburg, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, the birthplace of the nation. There's just so many cheesesteaks. There's so many different things. Like West Virginia, I can't think of one thing. Coal.
Woo!
Like, I'm gonna strike it rich. I'm gonna find a vein of coal. I don't. What do you do? Meth, but what else?
You see this couple drive by naked and driving a stolen RV.
That's it. See, so give me. If there's any listeners in West Virginia, or just anybody in general that likes West Virginia, 3 reasons to go to West Virginia, and then I'll go.
All right.
And the reasons can't be meth.
No, it has to be legal activities.
Legal activities.
We don't want Mikey in jail.
No, thank you. I wouldn't survive.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. That is the non-fortune cookie odd news for this week, and that will wrap up this episode. We made it. We are back.
We did it.
After a tornado watch here.
And the equipment breaking.
Yeah, we made it through. We are here now. We're back. And I'm very thankful that we're able to get off a show. Our first show of July. Thank you. Thank you, podcast gods. We got through it. We were able to get this out to you for this week. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Make sure you follow us on all the social media stuff. But most importantly, make sure you have a way to get the podcast sent to you every week when we do get a podcast out and everything's working right. We're all good. We got 2 main ways to do that. First one is on YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, Crispy Noodle Podcast. Hit that subscribe button so that you get the podcast sent to you every week. Second main way to do it is we put the video podcast up on Spotify, and you can watch the show on Spotify, but you can also listen to the show on Spotify in the background as an audio-only podcast if you want to do that. And if you're driving through West Virginia and you need Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can put us with those devices and listen to us on the go as you're driving through West Virginia. So make sure you do all of those things to follow the Crispy Noodle Podcast, either at home or on the go.
That's right. So many ways to check out the Crispy Noodle Podcast. But if you need to get in touch with us individually to share your sports, entertainment, or odd news stories, you can find us on Blue Sky. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I'm at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on Blue Sky. Let us know what's happening. If you give us a topic and we use it on a future episode, we'll give you a sausage shout out. So make sure you take advantage of that and we give you the proper props.
That's right. Highly coveted.
Yes, for doing that for us as well. All right, but for right now, we got to wrap this up. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.